In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a 20-player tournament bracket step by step. For this tutorial, we're going to be using the Brackets Ninja platform. In my opinion, it's by far the best bracket maker on the internet. It not only allows you to create the exact type of bracket that you want, but it's also very easy to set up. So the first thing I want you to do is to click the first link in the description of this video, which will take you to the Brackets Ninja website. Once you click to the link, this is the page they're going to see. From here, I want you to click on try for free in the top right corner of the screen right here, which will take you to the back end of the Brackets Ninja platform. The first thing that we need to choose here is the type of bracket that we want to create. So you can choose from a single elimination bracket, double elimination bracket, match madness, round robin, group stage, and you also have a custom option just in case you want to create a slightly different type of bracket. In my particular case, I'm going to go for a double elimination bracket right here. Once you selected the type of bracket that you want to go with, on the right hand side of the screen, you also get a little description of it, as well as a preview image of what your bracket could look like once you're done setting it up. Now, before we move forward, at the bottom here, you will also have two options that you can enable. So you can either enable voting and predictions or just leave them as they are. Now, whether you want to have these enabled will depend on the type of bracket that you want to create. In my particular case, I want to be the one that's going to manually update the bracket as the tournament progresses. However, if you want people to be able to vote or predict the outcome of the tournament, then you want to have these enabled. In my case though, I'm going to turn these off, and then I want you to click on create tournament on the bottom here. Then you'll be taken to this section, which is where you can start customizing your 20-player tournament bracket to your liking. Now, the first thing you want to do here is go ahead and add all the participants. In our case, by default, we have 4 participants, so we need to add 16 more. So go ahead and click on add participants on the bottom here as many times as you need to. Now, bear in mind that you can also do that in bulk by clicking on this button right here, or you can quickly add participants by clicking on add a participant right here on the top as well. Now, bear in mind that as you begin to add more and more participants to the bracket, you will see this pop up right here. It's going to say your current premium plan doesn't allow you to add more than 8 participants, which means that we need to go ahead and click on upgrade now. This is going to take you to the plans page, which is going to show you all the available plans. So in that case, we need to be able to add at least 20 participants, which means that we need to go for at least the basic plan right here, which allows up to 32 teams or players per bracket. It also allows us to have unlimited monthly page views, up to 500 votes, up to 30 predictions, and up to 10 brackets. These are some of the highlight features, and then of course you have the pro and the business plans, which are a lot more comprehensive. Now, before you make a decision, I recommend you to go down on the bottom here, which is where you can compare the plans and their features head to head. So definitely take a look at this and decide which plan you want to go with. And by the way, if you plan to use the Brackets Ninja platform throughout the year, I would definitely recommend you to pay for the plan that you choose on an annual basis, because you can save up to 48%, which is a very big saving. In my particular case, I'm going to click on start for free for the basic plan, which is all I need in this case. And then I'll be prompted to the sign up screen. What we need to do here is sign up to the Brackets Ninja platform. You can either sign up for the Brackets Ninja platform through your Google, GitHub, Webflow account, or you can take the traditional route and provide your email address, full name and password right here, and then click on sign up. In my particular case, I'm going to sign up with Google, and then you'll be told to check your inbox, follow the steps on there, and then you'll automatically be taken back to this screen, which is where you can continue customizing a 20-player tournament bracket. So what we need to do is go ahead and add 12 more participants. I'm going to click on this button right here 12 more times, and as you can see here is the very bare bone version of my tournament bracket. The next step is to provide as much information as I can about each participant. So what I need to do here is click on participant 1, for example, and then you'll see this field open up. Here we can provide the name, ranking, thumbnail, which will be the image that's going to go on the left hand side of the name within their bracket right here. And if relevant, we can also add the email address, website, video URL, as well as a description. In my particular case, since I'm only making a tutorial video, I'm going to customize the first 2 participants in the first matchup. And there you have Terry Floyd against Ben Davis in match number 1. Once you're providing as much information as you can about each of the participants that are going to be taking part in the tournament, the next step is to start customizing the bracket's actual design. So in order to do that, what you need to do is go to the look and feel section, which is option number 3 on the left hand side here, and then this will automatically take you to the basic tab, which is where you can customize the font, layout, dimensions, and the skin of the bracket. In my case, I'm going to customize the skin from this white and gray to this green right here, because I think it looks a bit nicer and cleaner. In my case, I also want to customize the layout of the brackets right here, so I'm going to click on select layout and change it from traditional to rectangles like this, or maybe actually circles, because it would look much nicer and cleaner. Then I want you to click on the advanced tab right here on the top, and that will take you to the page, which is where you can customize the colors of every element that you can possibly add to your bracket. So for example, let's just suppose that we want to change the color of our title right here on the top. What I want to do is go to general right here, and then you'll see bracket title as option number 2, and then you'll see this color block right here, which is white in the case of the title here. So click on the white block and then select the color that you want to go with. In my case, I'm going to go for this yellowy orange right here, and then as you can see, it automatically automatically updates on the bracket. Now, if you scroll down from here, you will also find the background settings on the bottom. The first option that we have here is the transparent mode. So if you plan to embed this bracket to your website, I definitely recommend you to have this enabled because it removes the background and it makes the bracket look much nicer and cleaner. In my case, though, I'm going to go ahead and disable this. Then you can also change the image behavior, provided you also have an image here, which is for the background. If you don't want to have your own image, you can also take advantage of any of the pre-uploaded images right here. So you can see there's a bunch of options that you can choose from. And then at the bottom, you also have background patterns as well. In my case, I think I'm going to go with this one because I think it looks a bit better than the one I had before. Once you're done with customizing the colors of the different elements and the background settings, I want you to click on the custom tab right here on the top. And this is the place which is where you can customize every element to your specific requirements. For example, if you click on match location right here, which is a very specific element that we don't even have as part of our bracket yet, if you just click on that, you can see that we can customize its background, typography, spacing, borders, shadow, and size. And basically the same goes for all the other settings that you see right here. In my case, I'm not going to go into too much detail about these because they're very self-explanatory, so I'm going to leave them up to you to figure out and really make the exact type of bracket that you want. Once you're done with customizing the actual design of your bracket, I want you to go to the settings of the bracket, which is option number 4 right here on the left hand side of the screen. And then this is where you can change your bracket type. In my case, I'm going to keep it as it is. You can also change the main title, which is this title right here on the top. In my case, I'm going to keep it as it is right here. You can also add a banner image, a description, as well as the rules and terms of the tournament. And if you just scroll down from here, you will also find the features section. So for example, if your tournament has a prize pool that you want people to be able to see, simply enable the prizes section right here, and then you'll see a new tab open up. Then you just need to customize it, of course, to your requirements. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and disable it. The same goes for all the features that you see right here. Now, in case you don't know what any of these features do, you'll find these information icons right next to each one here, which are going to give you a brief description of each of the features. If you go down even further, you will also come across the visibility section. So this is where you can show and hide specific elements on your bracket as well. So for example, let's just suppose we want to hide this title right here on the top. We can simply toggle it off right here where the bracket title setting is, and then it will automatically get removed. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of different customization that you can take advantage of to create the exact type of 20-player tournament bracket that you want. Once you're done with setting everything up and you're happy with the way your bracket looks and functions, go ahead and click on Save Changes right here on the top. Then you'll be asked to assign your bracket to a project. Simply click on Select right here and then click on New Project. In my case, I already have a project, so I'm going to go ahead and click on My Project right here and then click on Save Changes. Once you do that, your bracket will be ready to go. Here, you can either copy the code for the bracket and embed it on your website, or you can copy the link for the bracket and share it with your community. In my particular case, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to click on Start Tournament right here. Before we can start a tournament, you will see this pop-up, which is going to show you what you can and can't change once the tournament begins. So go ahead, read through this, and then click on Start Tournament right here. And just like that, your 20-player bracket is all ready to go. Now, since I'm going to be the one that is going to manually update the bracket as the tournament progresses, what I need to do is go to the matches section right here, which is option number 2. And let's just suppose we already know the outcome of match number 1 right here, which will be right on the top. Click on that, and then let's just suppose that Ben Davies has beat Terry Floyd 5-2. So what we need to do here is click on winner, and then click on the winner, which is Ben Davies in our case. Click on that, and then let's just set the score 5-2, just like that. And then as you can see, Ben Davies gets automatically put through to the next stage of the tournament, while Terry Floyd has been eliminated. Once you're done with updating the bracket, don't forget to click on Save Changes right here. And that's about it. That's how to make a 20-player tournament bracket. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out.